If you get the text, do not look outside. That was the only rule. Everyone in town got the same alert at midnight. No one knew who was sending them, but the people who ignored the warning and looked, they never came back. It's been 3 nights. Tonight, the tapping started at my window. It sounds exactly like fingernails. My phone buzzed. A text from my best friend Sam. Said, "Bro, help me. I'm outside your window. Let me in." I reached for the curtain, but then a second text came in from Sam's actual number. "Hey, just woke up. Did you get the weird alert tonight? The tapping on the glass suddenly stopped, so who is outside?" My breath hitched as the realization hit me. I stared at the 2 different chat threads on my screen. If Sam was asleep in his bed, then whoever was mimicking his text was still standing right on the other side of the glass. The silence in my room grew deafening. No more tapping, just the sound of my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. I took a slow step backward, keeping my eyes locked on the fabric of the curtain that when I noticed it, a pale, distorted hand pressed flat against the window pane from the outside, casting a long silhouette under the moonlight. And then my phone buzzed one last time from the unknown number. The text read, "You shouldn't have checked your phone. Look up." I didn't look at the window. I looked at the ceiling trapdoor right above my bed. It was wide open. A shadow moved in the darkness of the open hatch. I froze, unable to breathe or scream as a pair of wide, glowing eyes stared down at me from the ceiling. It wasn't trying to get into my house. It was already inside. The thing blinked, and a huge grin spread across its face. It didn't drop down. Instead, it whispered my own name in Sam's voice. I bolted for my bedroom door, ripping it open and sprinting down the hallway into the bright kitchen. I spun around to slam the door shut, but the hallway was completely empty. My phone buzzed in my hand one last time. The text said, "Thanks for opening the door." I dropped the phone and it shattered on the floor. I stood in the middle of the bright kitchen, clutching a kitchen knife, staring into the empty, dark hallway. Suddenly, the house phone on the wall started ringing. I walked over with shaking hands and picked up the receiver.
The voice on the other end wasn't Sam, and it wasn't the thing. It was an automated emergency. "Broadcast system," the robotic voice said. "The entity mimics the voices of those you trust to lure you outside. The text alerts were sent by the entity to make you look away from your ceiling." The broadcast clicked off and the entire house plunged into total darkness. A voice whispered right behind my ear, "Guess who?" I dropped the phone and it shattered on the floor. I stood in the middle of the bright kitchen, staring into the empty, dark hallway. Suddenly, the house phone on the wall started ringing. I walked over and picked up the receiver. It was Sam's voice, laughing hysterically. Sam said, "Dude, you fell for it so hard. I am literally in your backyard with a flashlight and a walkie-talkie making tapping sounds. The hallway lights flickered back on and..." Sam walked through the back door holding a plate of pizza. He grinned and said, "Happy birthday, man. I got you good." The end.